Nobody noticed the quiet passenger in seat 21C. She never spoke, never smiled, just another tired traveler ignored by everyone. But when the plane began to fall from the sky, she walked into the cockpit, and soon her call sign made two F-22 pilots stand at attention. Before you watch full story, comment below from which country are you watching. Don't forget to subscribe for more amazing stories. The airport was busy that morning, full of people rushing to catch their flights. Among all the noise and movement, one woman walked slowly toward her gate, wearing plain black pants and a simple brown jacket. She carried one small bag. She did not smile at anyone. She did not talk to anyone. She just walked to her gate, sat down, and waited. Her name was Colonel Anna Miller, but nobody on that day knew her name. To everyone around her, she was just a quiet woman in the airport, another face in the crowd. She looked tired. She looked bored. She looked like nobody important. When it was time to board the plane, she showed her ticket and walked to her seat, 21C. It was a window seat. She sat down without a word, put her bag under the seat in front of her, and looked out the window. She did not ask for a pillow. She did not ask for water. She just sat there, silent, still, watching the runway. The flight attendant, a young woman named Grace, tried to be friendly. "Hello, ma'am. Can I get you anything before we take off? Water, a blanket, maybe a magazine?" Anna shook her head slightly. She did not even look up. Grace smiled and moved to the next passenger. She thought the woman was simply shy, or maybe just did not like to talk. It happened all the time on flights. Some people wanted silence, and that was fine. The man sitting next to her, a young business traveler named Daniel, tried to start a conversation. "First time flying this route?" he asked, smiling. Anna did not answer. She kept looking out the window. Daniel felt a little embarrassed. He turned back to his phone and did not try again. He thought she was rude, or maybe just having a bad day. He had no idea that the woman beside him had once flown some of the fastest and most dangerous aircraft in the sky. For the first 2 hours of the flight, Anna sat quietly. She did not watch the movie screen. She did not read a book. She did not sleep. She just looked out the window at the clouds, her face calm and empty. But her mind was not empty at all. She was watching the wing outside her window. She was checking the angle of the plane. She was noticing the speed of the clouds passing by. This was something she could not stop doing, even after many years away from the cockpit. It was a habit, built from a life spent flying fighter jets. Colonel Anna Miller had spent 20 years in the Air Force. She had flown some of the most advanced fighter jets in the world, including the F-22 Raptor. She had trained young pilots. She had flown dangerous missions in difficult weather and difficult places. She had earned medals for her bravery, but she never talked about them. To her, the medals were not important. What was important was bringing her team home safely, every single time. During her years of service, she earned a call sign that every fighter pilot in the country knew. They called her Falcon. She earned this name after a mission where she flew through heavy enemy fire to save 2 pilots whose jet had been hit. She flew low, fast and steady, guiding them to safety when many thought it was impossible. After that day, her name became a legend among fighter pilots. Young pilots were told stories about Falcon during their training. They were told that Falcon never panicked, no matter how bad the situation became.
But that life was behind her now. Anna had retired 6 months ago. Years of hard flying had left her body in pain, and doctors told her it was time to stop. She agreed, even though it broke her heart to leave the only life she had ever loved.
Now she was flying to a new city for a new job, working as an advisor for a company that built aircraft parts. It was a good job, but it was not the same as flying. Nothing would ever be the same as flying.
So she sat in her seat, quiet and still, thinking about the sky she missed so much.
About 3 hours into the flight, everything changed. Anna felt it first. A small shake in the plane, one that most passengers would not notice. But she noticed right away. Her body became alert. Something was wrong. A few minutes later, the captain's voice came over the speaker. "Ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain speaking. We are having a small issue with one of our systems. There is nothing to worry about, but we will need to land at the nearest airport as a safety step. Please remain calm and follow the instructions of our crew." Anna's mind began working fast, calculating distances, thinking about what kind of problem could cause this kind of shaking. She stayed calm, waiting to see what would happen next. 10 minutes later, things became worse. The lights in the cabin flickered. The plane shook harder. Flight attendants moved quickly through the aisle, their calm faces now showing worry. Passengers began to whisper. Some held hands. Some prayed quietly. Then Grace, the flight attendant, ran toward the front of the plane. Her hands were shaking. Something was very wrong. Anna unbuckled her seatbelt and stood up. Daniel looked at her in surprise. It was the first time she had moved during the whole flight. "Ma'am, please sit down," a flight attendant said as Anna walked toward the front of the plane. "What is happening?" Anna asked, her voice calm but firm. "Please, ma'am, return to your seat." "I am a pilot," Anna said simply. 20 years in the Air Force. Tell me what is happening." The flight attendant's eyes went wide. She looked at Anna for a moment, then said quietly, "Both engines are having power problems, and the captain just became sick. We think it is his heart. The first officer is flying alone, and he needs help."
Anna felt her heart drop, but her face stayed calm. "Take me to the cockpit," she said. "Now."
The flight attendant led her to the cockpit door and knocked hard. "We have a passenger here. She says she is a pilot." The door opened. Inside, the first officer, a young man with fear in his eyes, looked at Anna. Behind him, the captain lay in his seat, not moving, while another crew member tried to help him. "Are you really a pilot?" the first officer asked, his voice shaking. "Colonel Anna Miller, retired Air Force. 20 years flying fighter jets." "Let me help you," Anna said. The young man looked like he wanted to cry with relief. "The engines are not giving full power. I am trying to keep us steady, but it is very hard. The captain had a heart attack 5 minutes ago. I do not know what to do." "What is your name?" Anna asked, stepping into the cockpit. "James," he said. "James Carter." "Okay, James. My call sign is Falcon. You are going to listen to me carefully, and we are going to land this plane safely. Do you understand?" "Yes, ma'am," James said. "First, tell air traffic control we have an emergency. Ask for medical help and emergency equipment ready at the nearest airport." James grabbed the radio. "Mayday, mayday, mayday. This is Flight 482. We have engine power problems and the captain is unconscious. Requesting emergency landing." A voice answered right away. "Flight 482, we hear your emergency call. Emergency crews are on their way. Please descend to a lower altitude and prepare for landing." Anna sat down in the captain's seat, carefully moving him aside so the crew member could keep helping him. She grabbed the controls, feeling how heavy and slow they felt without full power. She had flown damaged jets before. She had landed aircraft with fire, with broken parts, with almost no fuel. This was hard, but she believed they could do it. "James, read me the emergency steps for engine power loss," she said, slowly and clearly. As James read the steps, Anna moved her hands across the controls with practice and skill. She adjusted their speed. She kept the plane as steady as she could. The aircraft shook, but it obeyed her hands. Outside, the sky was turning dark. Storm clouds were moving in fast. "Air traffic control, this is Flight 482, Anna said into the radio. "Be informed, we have a retired military pilot flying now. Colonel Anna Miller, call sign Falcon." There was a short pause. Then a new voice came on, sharper and more serious. "Flight 482, did you say call sign Falcon?" "That is correct," Anna said. Another pause. "Colonel Miller, this is Major Reed, Air National Guard. We are sending 2 F-22 jets to guide you in. They will reach you soon." The message spread fast through military radio channels. At a nearby airbase, 2 F-22 pilots were running to their jets. Captain Ryan Cole and Captain Maria Lopez had heard the name Falcon many times during their training. They knew the stories. They never thought they would fly beside her. They climbed into their jets, checked their systems fast, and flew into the sky within minutes. As they flew closer to the passenger plane, Ryan checked his radio again. "Maria, did you see this? The pilot helping that plane, her call sign is Falcon." "Falcon? The Falcon?" Maria said, her voice full of surprise. "That is what it says. I thought she retired months ago." "She did," Ryan said. "Looks like she picked the wrong flight to be a passenger on." Every fighter pilot who trained in the last 10 years knew stories about Falcon. She had saved pilots under enemy fire. She had flown missions that many said were too dangerous to survive. She had trained many young pilots who were now flying jets all over the country. Her flying style had shaped how new pilots were taught. And now she was in the cockpit of a broken passenger plane, trying to save hundreds of lives who had no idea who she was. Flight 482. This is Skyguard flight. 2 F-22 jets are near your position, Ryan said over the radio. "Skyguard, this is Falcon," Anna answered, her voice steady. "Good to have you here. I need you to check for any damage on the outside of the plane." "Copy that," Ryan said. The 2 fast jets moved close to the large passenger plane, checking the wings and body for any visible damage. "Falcon, this is Skyguard 1, Ryan said. "No damage seen from here. You look clean." "Thank you, Skyguard. Stay close in case we need help," Anna replied. Inside the cockpit, Anna was handling many problems at the same time. The weather was getting worse. Wind was pushing the plane side to side. Behind her, the captain was still not awake, and the crew was doing everything they could to help him. James's hands were shaking as he read the checklist. Anna looked at him. "James, breathe," she said. "Look at me. You are doing well. We will make it." "How can you be so calm?" he asked. "I am scared. Being scared is normal," Anna said. "But panic makes mistakes. Staying calm saves lives. Now tell me, how much fuel do we have left?" James checked the numbers. "About 30 minutes of fuel." "Good. The airport is 20 minutes away. We have enough time." As they got closer, the weather became worse. Heavy rain hit the windows. Wind pushed the plane hard to one side. Anna fought the controls with all her strength, keeping the plane steady.
"Skyguard, I need help getting to the runway,"
Anna said.
"I cannot see well in this weather."
"Copy, Falcon," Ryan said. "You are 10 miles out, slightly to the right of the runway line. Turn left 5 degrees. Anna followed his directions perfectly. Left 5 degrees. Done. Good. 8 miles out. Coming down nicely. 6 miles. You are drifting right again. Come left 2 degrees. Anna corrected the plane again and again, following every direction from Ryan, while Maria flew nearby, watching carefully in case anything else went wrong. At 5 miles out, the runway lights appeared through the rain, a thin line of light in the storm. "I have the runway," Anna said. "You are cleared to land, Falcon," Ryan said. "Emergency crews are ready. You can do this." The final moments before landing were the hardest. Strong wind tried to push the plane sideways. The engines were weak. The controls felt heavy in Anna's hands. But she had landed jets in storms before. She had landed damaged aircraft with warning lights flashing and almost no fuel left. This was hard, but she had done harder things. The wheels hit the runway with a hard bump. The plane bounced once, then settled down. Anna used the brakes with full force, and the plane slowed down, shaking but staying straight on the runway. It rolled for a long distance before finally coming to a stop.
"Flight 482 is on the ground," Anna said into the radio, her voice calm as if nothing unusual had happened. The radio filled with voices, congratulations, and requests for updates. But through it all, Ryan's voice came through clearly.
"Falcon, Skyguard 1. That was some of the best flying I have ever seen." "Just doing my job," Anna said. "No, ma'am," Ryan replied. "Thank you for everything. It has been an honor flying with you today." Then something special happened. As the 2 F-22 jets flew over the stopped plane one last time, both pilots rolled their jets sideways, showing the belly of their aircraft to the sky. It was a sign of deep respect, used only for the most honored pilots. Then they turned and landed at a small airfield near the airport. A little while later, after the passengers had been moved safely into the terminal, a military truck arrived near the runway. Ryan and Maria stepped out, still wearing their flight suits, their helmets under their arms. They walked straight toward Anna, who was standing quietly near the ambulance, watching the last of the passengers being helped inside. When they reached her, both pilots stopped, straightened their backs, and stood at full attention. Without a single word, they raised their hands in a sharp, perfect salute. Anna stood still for a moment, surprised by the sight of two decorated fighter pilots standing at attention for her, a woman in plain clothes who minutes ago had been nothing more than a quiet passenger to the rest of the world. "Captain Cole and Captain Lopez reporting, ma'am," Ryan said, his voice firm and proud, still holding his salute. "It was the honor of our careers to fly beside you today." Maria nodded beside him, her salute just as steady. "We grew up hearing about Falcon, ma'am. We never thought we would stand in front of you like this." Anna returned the salute slowly, the old habit coming back to her like it had never left. "At ease," she said quietly. "You both flew well today. I could not have brought that plane down without your guidance." Nearby, airline workers and a few passengers who had stepped outside the terminal stopped and watched the scene. Two fighter pilots, fully in uniform, standing at attention and saluting a woman who, only hours earlier, had been called rude and antisocial by the very people now watching in silence. Grace, the flight attendant, stood among them, her hand over her mouth. Daniel stood beside her, unable to look away. Nobody spoke. In that moment, everyone finally understood exactly who had been sitting quietly in seat 21C. Inside the cockpit, James was crying with relief. "We made it," he said. "We actually made it."
We did!
Anna said, standing up on shaking legs.
Now, let's get everyone off this plane safely.
The passengers left the plane quickly and safely. Emergency workers rushed to help the captain, who was still alive and would recover. Anna stood to the side, watching everyone leave the plane, making sure everyone was safe. Grace, the flight attendant, found her outside. "You saved us," she said. "All of us." "Who are you?" "Just a passenger," Anna said quietly. "No, you are not," Grace said. "I heard them call you Falcon on the radio. Those fighter jets saluted you. Who are you really?" Before Anna could answer, a military car arrived. A man in uniform stepped out and walked straight to her, saluting sharply. "Colonel Miller, Major Reed, Air National Guard. On behalf of everyone here, thank you. That was amazing flying." Anna returned the salute out of habit. "I was just doing what needed to be done, Major." "Ma'am, people are already talking about this," Major Reed said. "Pilots you trained, people you served with. They all want to know you are okay. Your name still means a lot in the flying world." Anna looked at the passengers gathering outside, safe and alive because of what she had done. Daniel, the young man who had sat beside her, was staring at her in shock. The flight attendants were crying with relief. A mother was hugging her children tightly, thankful they were safe. "I am retired, Major," Anna said softly. "I do not need any attention. I just wanted everyone to be safe." "They are safe because of you, Colonel," Major Reed said. "You should know something. When Ryan and Maria heard Falcon was flying that plane, they asked to be the ones sent to help. Not because they were ordered to, but because they wanted to. That is how much your name means to us." Anna felt her strong control break for a moment. "They did not need to do that," she said quietly. "Yes, ma'am, they did," Major Reed said. "You are a legend. Every young pilot in this country has heard your name. You are the reason many of them fly the way they do." Passengers slowly gathered around Anna as word spread about what had happened. Daniel walked up first, his eyes wide. "You were sitting right next to me," he said. "You never said a word. I thought you were just quiet. I had no idea you were saving our lives before it even happened." "The first officer and I did it together," Anna said simply. James walked up behind him. "No," he said firmly. "You saved us. I have been flying for years, and I could not have done what you did today. You knew exactly what to do every single second." A small girl, maybe 6 or 7 years old, walked up to Anna and looked at her with wide eyes. "Are you a superhero?" she asked. Anna knelt down and smiled gently. "No, sweetie. I am just a pilot." "You saved my mommy," the little girl said, hugging her tightly. "I am glad I could help," Anna said softly, feeling the last of her tiredness fade away. In the hours that followed, airline workers thanked her again and again. News reporters wanted to speak with her, but she refused every request. She simply wanted to rest and know that everyone was safe. That night, alone in her hotel room, her phone rang. It was a number she did not know. "Hello, Colonel Miller," a young voice said. "This is Captain Ryan Cole. I flew beside you today." "Captain, thank you for your help today," Anna said. "Ma'am, I had to call," Ryan said. "Flying next to you today was the biggest honor of my life. I read about your missions when I was training. You are the reason I wanted to become a fighter pilot. What you did today reminded everyone why your name means so much." Anna felt her throat tighten with emotion. "Thank you, Captain. That means more than you know." "There is something else," Ryan said. "Maria and I have already reported what you did today. People are already talking about bringing you back for special training programs, maybe even advisor work with new pilots. The Air Force does not want to lose someone with your skill." Anna sat quietly for a moment, thinking about her life, her body, her tiredness, but also about the feeling she had in that cockpit today, the feeling of purpose, of saving lives, of doing what she was made to do. "I will think about it, Captain," she said softly. "That is all we ask, ma'am," Ryan said. "Just know that you are needed." After the call ended, Anna sat by the window, looking out at the night sky. She thought about the passengers she had saved, the little girl who called her a superhero, and the young pilots who looked up to her. She had thought her flying life was over. But today showed her that maybe it was not fully finished after all. She thought about the quiet years ahead and the possibility of new ways to serve, new ways to help, new ways to fly, even if it was not in a fighter jet anymore. She was still Falcon. She always would be. The only question now was what her next mission would look like. And somewhere far away, young pilots would tell this story for years to come, the story of the quiet woman in seat 21C who said nothing for hours, until the moment she stood up and became exactly who she had always been, a legend the sky would never forget.